Work on yourself. The ultimate blueprint. Part 1. The foundation, mastering your inner world. The journey to a resilient life begins with the foundation, mastering your inner world. This section focuses on self-awareness, mindset, and understanding the core of who you are. You must start by accepting yourself. You are the only person born of your type on this earth. You were born only once, and you won't be born again. Even if you were, you wouldn't realize it. Therefore, you must work on your dreams and walk toward your goals. An honest person accepts themselves completely. Lying to yourself will always create distance within you and make you a less confident individual. The day you stop deceiving yourself is the day you begin to improve. You need to have an honest conversation with yourself about what you truly want. For instance, you might not genuinely need a new car, yet you fixate on getting one. The toughest work is recognizing yourself and engaging in that self-talk. Remember, you are the only person on earth who truly knows yourself. Others can guide you, but no one can take action on your behalf. Think of legends like Michael Schumacher, Sachin Tendulkar, or Jackie Chan. Their coaches guided them, but they were the ones who had to take the action. Your primary responsibility is to take care of yourself. Ask yourself, how can a mother nourish her child if she isn't healthy herself? To be the backbone of your family, you have to be stronger. Emotions hold very little place in the practicalities of real life. What matters is their application. If you are not strong, or if you are unable to manage your finances and emotions, you are a significant failure, even with the best intentions. You must adapt your approach according to the situation. Be polite when talking to a kind person, but you must be very firm when dealing with the wrong people. There is a famous saying, "The work of the needle is done by the needle, and the work of the sword is done by the sword." Next, we must understand the power of mindset. Success is often all about mindset. If you have a positive, proactive, and persistent mindset, you can achieve your goals. You must stop negative self-talk. Negative talk encompasses all the thoughts that make you feel depressed and low. Sometimes, a country's external enemies aren't as harmful as its internal ones. Your life and mind function like soil. If you sow bad seeds, they will grow into poisonous herbs. If you plant good seeds, you will yield a healthy crop. Always look at the brightest side. The world is like a forest, a complete package filled with beautiful flowers, sharp thorns, venomous snakes, and healing herbs. If you choose a negative path, it will only lead you further down that road. A positive mindset is a continuous fight against your negative thoughts. However, be warned, awareness is not enough. You might be fully aware of an enemy's harmful intentions, but if you lack the power to protect yourself, they won't let you live in peace. If you are in a toxic marriage or a corrupt environment, merely knowing about the problem isn't the solution. You must be capable of taking sufficient steps. You need to be powerful enough, because a weak army cannot win a war. You must shatter core illusions. The biggest myth is thinking you can easily change others. Most humans are firmly set in their ways and resist stepping out of their comfort zones. You can show someone the way, but they must walk it themselves. Also, accept that perfection does not exist. Don't waste your time chasing it. You will never have completely clear skies or a perfectly smooth road. Roses, after all, come with thorns. If you wait for the perfect person or the perfect timing, you will never achieve anything because perfection is an illusion. Augustus, the first emperor of Rome, said, "If you want a rainbow, you have to deal with the rain." Finally, do not be judgmental always. Give your mind a rest and stop judging others. More importantly, don't judge yourself on a single point. Don't judge yourself every single day. If you are going to the gym, set 1-month or 6-month goals rather than measuring your body size daily. Setting unrealistic targets will only lead to depression. Part 2. Clearing the debris. Overcoming your obstacles. This part tackles the negative forces that hold people back. The first obstacle is conquering negative emotions, specifically overthinking. Overthinking means putting in more effort than what is required or dwelling on non-issues. A thought is like food for the body. If you eat something wrong, it affects your health. If you overthink repeatedly, it will exhaust you mentally and physically. If you consume poison, you won't get a second chance. You must replace bad thoughts with good food, positive surroundings, good books, and good company. Next is anger management. Any decision taken while angry is almost always harmful. Anger is a state where you lose your normal thinking and common sense. It is better to be silent than to create more problems. Uncontrolled anger is like a wildfire in the forest, destroying everything built over the years. While most things can be recovered in life, lost health often cannot be. Hatred and anger are destructive by nature. Hatred is like burning yourself without any technology. It harms only the person holding the emotion. Eradicate the tree of hatred from your mind. If you choose to live with unproductive emotions, you will regret it. Growing a poisonous tree will never yield sweet mangoes. Do not be an emotional fool. No matter how hardworking you are, if you are an emotional fool, anyone can ruin your life. Being emotional with the wrong person is like drawing a painting on the seashore. The waves will inevitably wash away your entire life story. A cunning person always seeks out someone weak to exploit. An emotionally weak person cannot be a winner. If you waste time, several others will take your desired position. Beware of the insecure person. They are like a black hole personality. Just as a black hole absorbs everything, these individuals are full of negative thoughts and constantly crave validation. They often try to undermine others because they know they cannot compete fairly. Do not try to help them. Their insecurity will only drag you down. Avoid self-betrayal. Do not change yourself just to satisfy others. If you constantly change to make your surroundings happy, you cannot live a healthy mental life. You have to be a very strong personality to survive and protect your family, instead of being a pleasing person. We must also defeat fear and comparison. Fear increases if you don't work. The more time you take to act, the further you lag behind. Fear grows with time, becoming like the thick trunk of a tree. However, understand the difference between good fear and bad fear. Fear of an accident makes you drive carefully. That is good fear. But fear of public speaking or trying new things must be overcome. The most effective way to eliminate fear is to address it directly. Why does the grass look greener on the other side? Because you only see the sales, not the profit. Consider this math. Person 1 has sales of 100 and expenses of 99. Their profit is 1. Person 2 has sales of 100 and expenses of 9. Their profit is 91. Both have equal sales, but their lives are vastly different. You don't see another person's expenses, their struggles and pains. Comparing your life to someone else's will always lead to a feeling of inadequacy. Don't compare a fish and a horse. Different species have distinct strengths and environments. If we swapped their living places, they would perish. You cannot compare a watermelon with a lemon. Comparing yourself with the wrong person will only undermine your confidence. A cat cannot become a bird, even if it spends its entire life trying. Don't waste time. Don't compare yourself. Finally, understand life's problems. A problem is not always a problem. Often, the problem is simply that you don't have the solution. A situation truly becomes a problem only when a solution is genuinely unavailable. For example, simply not having money isn't the problem. Being unable to achieve financial independence is. If you face recurring problems, it suggests something is amiss with you, not the world. You must diagnose the problem. If you do the same work over and over, you will get the same result. Remember, good people often face more problems. If a good person tries to fly an airplane without being a pilot, they will crash. Being good isn't enough. You must understand tactics and possess cleverness. When you are responsible for others, you can't simply say, "I'm good." If a country's king doesn't attack neighbors, it doesn't mean his country won't be attacked. Part 3. The Blueprint for Action, Building a Resilient Life. This section is about taking practical steps. First, learn the mechanics of success. You must learn how to make habits. The 1-minute rule suggests starting a new habit by engaging in it for just 1 minute. Watching cricket from outside the stadium is vastly different from playing in it. The best formula in the world is, whenever you get a new idea, try it and apply it. Consistency is vital. In the famous story of the tortoise and the rabbit, the tortoise wins not because of speed, but because of consistency. The problem arises when you stop being consistent. A student who studies for 1 month cannot compete with one who has worked consistently for a year. Never ever give up. Life is tough. It wasn't easy 5,000 seasons ago, and it won't be easy 5,000 years from now. Successful people will always tell you, never ever give up. If you have no other choice, why waste your remaining journey? Beggars can't be choosers. A famous Japanese saying goes, fall 7 times, get up 8. Stopping your journey is more painful than failure. The formula of success is simple. To increase your chances of success, you must increase the number of times you attempt your goal. Anyone more successful than you has simply failed more times. Consider Thomas Edison, who failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Or J.K. Rowling, whose Harry Potter manuscript was rejected by 12 publishers. You must fight for your dreams. To get the maximum opportunities, you must go where the opportunities are. If you want to catch fish, go where the most fish are. Silicon Valley is for computer ventures, China is for manufacturing. Someone who stays in one place will encounter fewer opportunities than someone who travels. Staying in your comfort zone limits your growth. Develop strength and character. Be a brave person. Freedom is the most expensive thing, and it is not free. You have to pay the price to ensure a safe journey. Sometimes you have to take a drastic step to maintain your dignity. The lion must roar for his safety. You might not be inherently dangerous, but sometimes you have to project an aura of danger. If a lion stops roaring, people will start playing with it as they would with a pet. A hunter always targets the weakest to make his prey. You are responsible for your body. You can get spare parts for a car, but changing body parts isn't an option for humans. To live even an average life, you need a healthy body. All forms of meditation and exercise share two principles: increasing oxygen levels and improving blood flow. When your mind and body are healthy, you become a perfect soldier ready to tackle life's challenges. Honesty brings inner peace. Honest people experience deep soul satisfaction. While lies offer a shortcut, they destroy inner peace. To conceal one lie, you are forced to tell another. Honesty fosters a clear conscience. However, be wary. If you are honest with a thief, they will still take your money. Your honesty should never be detrimental to yourself. Understand the nature of progress. Passion beats talent. A turtle wins the race due to sheer passion. Talent holds no value if you don't nurture it. A passionate person consistently pursues their goals and will not abandon their journey. Updating means seeking perfection. If you do not update, you will be left behind the competition. You cannot change the past. The past is irreversible. To catch a new bus, you have to leave the current station. You must empty your cup of old memories to embrace a new life. Destruction takes a few seconds, but creation takes years. Cyclones ruin cities in seconds. Anger destroys relationships in moments. Once a bullet is fired, it cannot be reversed. Part 4. Mastering your environment, time and relationships. This part focuses on managing your two most critical resources, time and interactions. Time is the most important thing. It is the currency of life. No one can buy time because no one can return to the past. As Benjamin Franklin said, lost time is never found again. If you cut down a tree that took 100 years to grow, you can't wait another 100 years for a new one. The clock does not stop for anyone. Time flows like water in a river, you never get that specific water back. Lost money can be recovered, but lost time can never be retrieved. The present is primary, the future secondary. Improve what you possess in the present. Planning to be happy in the future is like postponing happiness. If you are hungry today, you won't eat tomorrow. Today is your time. Targets must be time-bound. Setting time-bound targets creates a healthy pressure. Without a timetable, you might be surprised to find yourself old without having achieved much. We must master the art of communication. Control your tongue. If you can't control your words, you can't control the situation. Words are like bullets from a pistol. Sometimes, not speaking creates bigger problems, but mostly, you must think before firing. Speak carefully. Relationships can be paradise or hell, and your tongue shapes them. A truly great person does not hurt others with their words. Don't always be available for all. Don't expect respect if you don't respect yourself. True jewelers recognize the value of a diamond, that is you. Not everyone can differentiate between a diamond and glass. Don't ask the deaf. You cannot communicate with someone unwilling to listen. Talking to a stone-hearted person is like talking to a mountain. Navigating your social world is critical. Don't trust zero-backbone persons. Helping them is different from trusting them. They are unstable and will destabilize your plans. Point out the black sheep of your life. Identify those who are not good for you. Financial independence is paramount. Never trust any relationship with 100% of your finances. Sometimes, changing gears takes you to the right place, but sometimes you have to change the entire car. Treat the enemy as an enemy. A friend might win an argument, but an enemy cannot win a fight unless you allow them. Use your mind in business and reserve your emotions for family. You cannot afford to be friendly with a thief. Never become the victim of someone else's game. There is a problem with the nice person. Consider the story of the frog and the scorpion. The scorpion asks for help crossing a river. The frog fears being eaten, but the scorpion promises safety. Halfway across, the scorpion stings the frog. The scorpion says, "I'm sorry," because it cannot change its nature. The problem isn't the scorpion's treachery. The problem is the frog. The nice person refuses to change their nature even when dealing with dangerous people. You cannot behave the same way with a thief as you would with a priest. If you fall into the same trap twice, you are solely to blame. Don't harm the roots of your tree. Some people torture their family members because they have the upper hand. But family is your foundation. Behaving badly toward them is like cutting the branch you are sitting on. Don't be the destroyer of your own garden. Part 5. A broader philosophy, embracing the journey. This final section offers wisdom on life as a whole. Life is what we make. If you plant mango seeds, you harvest mangoes, not lemons. Life returns the effort you invest. To get the best results, you need the absolute best efforts. However, life is not equal for all. Many seeds are wasted by harsh weather. Many people are exploited. You must be strong enough to protect your identity. Life has no undo button. Take life seriously. Once a river meets the sea, its sweet water becomes salty forever. You cannot reclaim broken relationships or lost opportunities. Deliberate mistakes are not true mistakes, they are choices. Your life results are the best teacher. They show you what's right. If you ignore a disease, it will only worsen. Redefine your decisions based on your results. The world is a library. It is full of books on medicine, philosophy, and politics. Every person on earth is like a book of their life. If you ask them about their experience, they will give you life lessons in just 10 minutes. You need to be a good listener. A person who has never visited a library never knows what they have missed. Navigating change and reality is essential. Changes are always tough. Changing human behavior is one of life's most challenging tasks. A bookseller might sell thousands of books but read none. A tailor might stitch dresses but dress poorly himself. Change requires consistent effort. Adapt or be left behind. Rigid behavior will stifle your growth. Nature is cruel. A flood does not differentiate between a nice person and a cruel one. You must change your behavior according to the environment, just as water changes. Water is liquid, but turns to ice in winter. Water can cut an iron bar when pressurized to 60,000 psi. Even steam can power a train carrying tons of weight. Finally, be a child. Don't kill the child inside you. Children are full of curiosity and energy because they are not burdened by past memories. They naturally stay active. Embrace an imaginative and creative attitude. Live in your aura. Create a positive world around yourself. Consider Kate Winslet, who faced bullying and rejection but built her own positive circle. Remember the rule of 1 stick vs 5 sticks. Mastery in one field while failing in health or relationships results in a weak life. You need balance. Money, health, and strong relationships have no substitutes. What you have and what you desire shape your journey. The person who tries will succeed. Rules can make your life. Success is for those who follow a strict timetable. Things don't just happen, you have to manage them. And lastly, make the children's childhood memorable. Life is tough, so strive to create a peaceful, secure environment for them. Parents are child's first teachers, and home is their first school. A small plant cannot withstand strong winds, but a big tree can.